Test 1 2 3. Okay, I record. Hi guys, welcome to the new video. If you are a new subscriber, I build Blender tutorials, 100 subscribers. So today I'm gonna show you some kind of bullshit procedural stuff, city in the background basically, and you can change the shading, so it's very cool. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna have different shading results. So basically I just add a fucking plane, subdivide a plane by 100 times, change the engine right here to the cycles, right here, tone the values down, add the noiser and add new material and change the settings to bump and displace, yes, or maybe displace only. Now you can search those nodes by Shift A. I'm in shader editor right here. You can change right here on this tab, shader editor, and just select yes your plane, and you can search those nodes by Shift A, and I'm gonna show different results. This is very simple. You can build more to this. I'm gonna build this shader right now. So create a group node, but I'm gonna show you the nodes first. Yes, of course. So basically I just add displacement, of course, right here. So search for the displacement, and I have mix RGB color burn. And this basically, wait guys, I'm gonna show you a little bit. I hope my PC is not gonna lag in. Mix RGB, change to color burn, and I can basically, as you can see, change a little bit the shape of the city and the scale on the z-axis, if that makes sense. Whatever, this is a very simple tree, not using brick texture. I have Vanilla texture right here, to the first color, from the color, yes, to this mix RGB, this color burn, and I have scale something like 9.8, yes, or whatever. If I'm gonna just change the scale, I hope my PC is not gonna lag in. I can change the scale of this fucking stupid city, yes, or whatever. This is this is supposed to be in the background, you know, something like you just add this plane, add this shader, and you have this fucking city in the background, sci-fi city, because you can change the shading in this brick texture. I'm gonna show you. So I have this vanilla texture, yes, color to the first color, and I have Musgrave texture. Change this to 4D and just connect this Musgrave texture or whatever to this randomness on this fucking vanilla texture, and I have, you know, scale something like 12, 2 to 2, whatever. If I'm gonna just play around on the scale, as you can see, this have different results on my fucking CTS too. So play around with this shit. This scale is kind of good, this scale is kind of good. And on the second color, like I said, this is very simple. I have another Musgrave texture right here, as you can see, on the second color, on this color burn. So vanilla texture and Musgrave texture, and Musgrave goes to the randomness, and Musgrave texture wait guys, goes to the second color too. And I have, you know, changed this to 4D, scale something like 0.2, detail everything 2, yes. If I'm gonna just play around, I have different results too on this fucking city, different shapes. So this is that, yes, this is very simple. And you can, you know, leave like that, yes, if you don't want to follow those shading stuff, because we have this kind of shape of the fucking city, yes, and you can add your textures to this, yes, UV mapping, whatever, and you have fucking city. But I have something like, so this is very simple, like you see, yes, just 3 nodes, 4 nodes, and you have this kind of results. On this shading, I use fucking brick texture. I'm gonna show you. Right, yes. Select, go right here and zoom on. So I have brick texture, yes, color, connect to this fucking color on this principal BSDF, yes, right here. Color to the color, brick texture, yes, and factor goes to the alpha, and it gives very interesting results. I have this kind of values, as you can see. Wait, yes, I'm gonna show you. 0.1 right here, yes, I'm not changing right here, and I'm adding just mapping and textures coordinate, and it's very important to add textures coordinate from object to the mapping. And mapping, I'm just changed the rotation on the 90 degrees, yes. And basically, if I'm gonna just change the scale on this brick texture, and right here factor goes to the alpha, and basically this give me very different results on the shading, as you can see, yes, because some texture is just cutting out, if that makes sense, some not, yes, some colors are cutting out, if that makes sense, as you can see. And I have this kind of very sci-fi city. I can add this in the background, yes, using just this fucking simple setup. And I'm gonna create shader for this, as you can see. If I'm gonna just play around more in the scale, but don't crop this up, you know, very much, because this looks like very sci-fi stupid stuff, yes. But if you're gonna just crop this up very, you're gonna have fucking mess, yes, as you can see. Maybe you need this kind of mess, but I don't need this kind of mess, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna leave maybe something like, well, wait, scale. You can play around, of course. You can add your textures if you want, yes, but I'm gonna maybe leave something like this, yes, or maybe 0 0.1, 0 0.3, 0 0.5 looks kind of interesting, yes. And this is cool looking in the background, if that makes sense. So you just add in this plane, added this shader, subdivide, add this fucking shader, and you have city in the background, if that makes sense, yes. And you can work on the detail on your scene, if that makes sense, right here, if you just create it. So it's very cool, very simple setup. And I'm gonna create group node right here, because I'm gonna forget to create. So I'm just selecting this, Control G, and I have this fucking group input, yes, right here. And first maybe I'm gonna just connect this displacement, of course, yes. So I just grab this on the scale right here, group node, group input, and right here just drag this, yes, to the scale on the displacement. And right here I can change the name on this first tab, of course. If you don't have this up here, just click N, yes. So I'm gonna just scale, height, displace, or whatever. I'm gonna know what is going on. And I can add fucking scale right here on this Musgrave texture. Scale, Musgrave 1, or whatever. And I can add color burn factor. You can build more to this, because this is fucking simple, guys. Factor, color burn. And I, of course, this is important, vanilla texture, yes, to the scale. So I'm gonna need this kind of shader, because I use very sci-fi, you know, stuff much, if that makes sense. Fuck my English. Scale, vanilla texture, whatever. So I'm just connecting, yes, this fucking to those nodes. It's very simple. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Wait, guys, because my mouse right here, and to the scale I can, you know, plug this to the first one too, but I'm lazy guy. I'm not gonna need this, because this is just gonna be in the background, so whatever. Scale, Musgrave second, yes, 2. And basically it's very, like, I can just plug right here scale on this brick texture. It's very important for me. So scale, brick texture, texturing. I made this, yes. And I can add rotation on the mapping, but I'm not gonna do this. No one cares. I can play around on the reflection, whatever. No, this looks better. So yeah, like I said, it's very simple stuff. I hope you follow those steps. And if I'm gonna just change right here on this fucking shader, I'm gonna wait, guys, city sci-fi background or whatever. I can change the height of this fucking stuff. Yes, as you can see, this looks very messy, but in the background looks very interesting, I think. Scale mass grave I can change, yes, whatever. On the spheres mass grave, color born, of course, factor, yes, give me different results. Scale on this vanilla texture, yes, of course, this changing this fucking setup. Scale on the mass grave second, and brick texture, and this brick texture basically is all about, if that makes sense, because as you can see I can change the look of this fucking city, if that makes sense. So give me very different results, and I like this kind of stuff. So yeah, this is the tutorial. I know it's shitty, guys, but maybe you need something like, you know, some kind of buildings in the background, sci-fi stuff, you know. I need this. So yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial. I know it's shitty. I record this late, okay, after job, so sorry guys. Build this if you want. If not, I'm just wasting your time. I think gives very interesting results. Yeah, see you on the next video, guys.